Now, one thing coming from the camp was being able to get the new rosters together. And I felt like, there's people that were murmuring a little bit about the addition of some non-US players in there. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that the American Raptors aren't doing 100% US players, but they're doing the majority. What Eagles Overseas, the account on Twitter, Eagles Overseas, I think they do Twitter Spaces and stuff like that on Twitter. They said that in looking at the roster, they counted off about 39 U.S. eligible players that were on there. This is a preseason roster of about 46. It's on there. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then for the fact that at least some of the biggest players that they signed, I think the big one is Diego Magnu, who is an Argentinian player. He used to play for Toronto. He was like the best player for Toronto last year. It looks like he's moved over and starting to be playing for the American Raptors on this. I think that's great. What's the best way of being able to add a talent and skill, not talent, but skill to a roster that is crossover athletes building up their skill to become more dominant in this sport? Bring in the single most capped player in America's, I'm talking about North and South history. Like, that's legit. Also want to shout out, because it might not be as big a name, but he's a big name to me. My boy, Will Crawford. He used to play for Houston SaberCats, Louisiana Tech guy. I've known him for, we talking about 12 years now? Talking about almost 12 years now? I'm happy for him. Get a chance to play on this roster, and I hope that he gets to make it onto the team and to the travel squad and go do some damage. A guy who made a dream for himself, said, I want to play rugby, and has been on that journey from day one. And coming from Louisiana Tech, that is tough, because there is a lot that goes into it. But, big shout out to him. But back to this roster, I'm glad that they're adding people who are not necessarily going to be U.S. eligible, but they can push the U.S. eligible kids, the U.S. eligible players. This is all you want. This is what it's asked for. For them having separated out from the MLR a couple years back, this was what they were aiming for. We want to be able to push for the most amount of U.S. eligible players that we're able to develop and increase into the USA international stream and make impact across the international rugby community and then such. So a big shout out to the American Raptors for putting together just an element that they want to develop and see everybody win. That's all we want to be able to do. We want to be able to see the U.S. and the development of it win, because it wins for everybody. So I love that. Wanted to throw some of this out there for you guys. Yo, I want to talk to you about the company Green Geeks, one of our sponsors for this show. And let me tell you, I am a huge fan of Green Geeks. I built all my website platforms off of Green Geeks. And what is Green Geeks? It's one of the best hosting servers in the world, easily. It's eco-friendly, it's cost-effective, it is consistent, and it just gives you access to everything. A lot of people go to things like Squarespace or Wix to be able to do their hosting, utilize maybe even GoDaddy hosting, but all of them are always limited. I've looked at the pricing of them, and I don't feel like they give you the same flexibility that Green Geeks has actually personally given to me. With Green Geeks, it uses the platform WordPress, which is a standard website development platform, and in this era, where we need to absolutely not be reliant solely on social media to be able to hold our information. We know the algorithms change all the time, but it also is important that we have a destination that is our own home to go to. But even with Green Geeks, they not only help you with being able to build up the website, give you a process to get with the website, You can make as many emails as you want. You can become far more search engine optimized. And you are able to create things from econ stores to just information to whatever you need to under the WordPress. And you get it almost as a WordPress premium and not just a basic WordPress plan. So you have access to thousands of templates and thousands of plugins to be able to make sure that you have the best website to be able to promote for what you need to do. And the best way that you can get for your first year at $2.95 per month to have all of that. All you need to do is go to our link, greengeeks.com/track/GiftTime, and you will get basically 80% off your first year of hosting on the website, on the server. If you have not been able to create a website or the consistency or be able to develop, maybe even work as other businesses, whether it's an agency, whether it's for other industries, just utilize Green Geeks. They'll help you, and their customer service is bar none. They've helped me so many times in issues that I've had with the website, things that didn't go through. They helped walk me through it perfectly, and I have nothing to complain. Definitely check out greengeeks.com/track/GiftTime or hit the link in the description and start your first steps or your second steps into getting control on your own website and your own information and not being a slave to the tech companies like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and all that. Own your home. Get it today.
For a while I lost my smile, but they still couldn't steal my style. Now they never gonna bring me down.